Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. I have a very nice interesting topic for us to react to today. Please sit back, relax and enjoy.
Footage you are seeing is unedited. The only addition is the voice of Jean-Pierre.
According to Huawei, they don't believe that the white man exists. But if they do, that makes me one of the living dead.
Well, the argument can be made that these particular people, they are isolated from the outer world. So as a result of this, the white people just feel like, okay, let's go and look at these people in their natural habitat and see if the kind of lifestyle they live. And as a result of that, they went to this particular tribe, the Toulambi tribe, which is actually isolated from the world, and from the outer world, and you can see from their appearance, their mode of living, you can see that the argument could be made that these kind of people don't have access to medicine, they don't have access to education. Their kind of lifespan is usually short because of they have to make do with only what they can find in their environment, and also like they are protected from exploitation that modern men actually faces now, which makes them kind of isolated from the world. But also you can also make the argument that these kind of people, regardless of, like, they are not touched by outside interferences, and as they are not touched from outside interferences, they have preservation of their autonomy and identity. So they are not as exploited as we are as humans today. I mean, in the outer world, where we have the modern men that right from the AI, the algorithm and everything, that's actually figured out their lifestyle and has actually been able to make people to be able to predict us and made us susceptible to exploitation from different parts. Then you can also say like their culture is relatively preserved now due to the fact that they're isolated from the main world itself. I mean, I keep saying the main world, I mean due to the fact that they're isolated from the outer world due to their enclosed environment. And this tribe, they've not been contacted at all. Regardless, they might see planes, they might see technologies flying over the sky and so on and so forth. But then I don't know what kind of ideology that they would have been told about that. But like you can see, this is the first time they are coming in contact with a white man, and there has been several stories that has been told to them over the time about appearance of white people.
When I lose my balance, they seem a little reassured. Ghosts don't fall, I guess. At this precise moment, I'm convinced that he's going to let loose his arrow. Maybe he wants to see if it will pass through my body or not. They are both cheerful and frightened at the same time.
can see what this man actually is doing is that he's trying to protect the women and the children. He's trying to like make sure that they are safe and they are not exposed to these particular things that they have to face. And you can see that they told the women, stay back, we are going to investigate and we are going to take all the risk. And that is what they are doing here. So this man actually is actually trying to like make sure that all the other sexes are safe and they as men have to go and intervene and investigate what is actually ongoing.
This one tells the woman to stay back. They look a little more determined this time. I wonder what it means. I feel it's important to show them my peaceful intentions. Michel, my assistant, has kept the remaining porters away from the scene. And Philip, the cameraman, is hiding about 60 feet behind me.
Well, there's something I would like to point out, and I've seen it in multiple books, I've seen it in multiple movies and thereabout, in the essence that these white people actually going to contact this tribe that is somehow isolated from the outer world actually poses a risk to them. It poses an existential risk to their health because these people, they have limited gene pool because they've not been isolated to they've not been exposed to the larger world. And if they are not being exposed to the larger world, there is a high chance whereby they are susceptible to diseases that the white people might bring to them. It can be other tribe as well, in which as a result of interaction, our gene over the years has been able to modify itself to accommodate and to be able to override these particular diseases, and they can make them immune as a result of their interaction with multiple people from different places. Then they can be able to have genes that are immune to all these particular diseases. The reason why I'm saying this is that if you look at the first contact the white men made when they got to North America and they met with the local Indians, you discover that there was actually they were being exposed to a lot of diseases which their body weren't immune to, and as a result of that, just mere contact alone, they were wiped out. And large numbers of them were actually wiped out because of their exposure to these kind of diseases and new pathogens that the white man carries, but then their body has been able to be immune to it over time. So this is actually a risk for them actually trying to contact this particular tribe. I'm not saying it isn't good, I'm just saying but I think they might have made precautions to make sure that they are being tested to make sure that nothing of such will happen to this particular tribe.
He sees Philip, who must look like a strange creature with an eye of a camera instead of a human face. Philippe has been on previous expeditions with me, and he knows these stone axes have deadly weapons. This one, for some reason, is terrified by my black bag. He tastes the salt that I brought as a gift. Danger. His breathing is short, a sign of fear.
We might look at these people, we see the way they are dressed, we look at them, and we say, oh, these guys are primitive. But I think we might actually be leading it. We might look at these people and we might say, oh, these guys are actually primitive. Like they are like, oh, 100,000 years backward and so on and so forth. However, one of the things that I would like us to know is that these people, even though they appear as primitive to us, maybe in terms of the kind of weapons they have, maybe in terms of the way they are dressed, because most of their weapons, their dressing, and everything are actually gotten from the natural environment. They are hunters, they are gatherers of fruit, and in that their roles are still somewhat traditional, like back where our ancestors, like where the men will actually go out to hunt, and by the time they come back, whatever they bring from the hunting, the women have to prepare. The women have to do the cleaning, they have to do the washing, and so on and so forth. Whereas if you look at them critically, we'll be able to discover that these people, they have deep ecological knowledge, in the essence that they know about their environment, they know about their ecology, they know how everything functions, and also they have survival strategies that they've been able to use to be able to survive up until now. Because, and you can see that that's evident in terms of the kind of weapon system they have. Like these weapons are actually being used like to kill snakes, to be able to combat lions, to be able to combat animals of various sorts that are trying to attack them or to be able to kill them. So they kill them, and also if they're not careful, they know they have to be killed. So they've developed survival strategies, which is, and also you can see that most of the environment are actually being preserved. So you see the trees, you see the forest, everything is still intact. Other than what they actually need, that is what they take. Population is still not that much, and if their population is still not that much, that means they don't need large areas of land for settlement and so on and so forth. And there's high rate of mortality among them. That's another thing. However, those that have been able to survive have been able to, procreate, and the cycle continue. But however, if you look at them and you say, oh, these people, they are primitive or not and stuff like that, and they are not as tech savvy as we are, and because of our cumulative technology growth that we've been able to achieve over the years. So but I think you should look at it from their own perspective. If you are actually in their particular place, like you came out from this particular environment, or you are in this particular environment, they are at the peak of their own civilization, in the essence that the weapon system they have, they think is advanced because it's conducive enough for them, and it's able to carry out the functions to which they have actually brought them. So that's another thing.
After the soul, I show him matches. He burns his hand, as if he can't believe this is real fire. This feels like a meeting in a time war. Perhaps these Toulambi, with their wooden spears and stone axes, are the living ancestors of we, who have learned to fly without wings, talk with the stars, and destroy our own planet.
It is not a case of once bitten, twice shy. The bravest warrior wants to know more about the gift of fire sticks from one of the living dead. But he discovers the phosphorus on the matches tastes awful. The gift of instant fire seems to convince the Toulambi that Dutilleux, living dead or not, is socially acceptable, or at least is no immediate threat. With what may be one of the oldest gestures of humankind, the right hand, the weapon hand, is offered in greeting. The Toulambi look at Jean-Pierre's pale skin as if it could be paint. But would the living dead be warm, made of flesh and bone and muscle, just as they are? It seems like the Toulambi have never seen a white man, and that they're finally prepared to believe their own eyes. The long, soft hair of the Caucasian is clearly another wonder of the world. This debate leads to a final acceptance of Dutilleux, but the women remain suspicious. Now the Toulambi urge Jean-Pierre to join them on the other side of the river. In the next episode of Tribal Journeys, the Toulambi will confront more modern technology.
As you can see in the case of this particular tribe, they are not isolated in a way that they are knit together and they keep moving from one place to the other in search of greener pastures. They go from one place to the other with their family members so that they can hunt and they can be able to carry out activities together. But like nowadays, whereby everyone is isolated technologically, everyone is glued to their screen, these people, of course, you can make the argument that they are not enjoying the basic form of life. But if you look at it from their own perspective, these guys are actually fine. However, I would like to make this particular observation that even this tribe, no matter how isolated they are, you can see that they are closely knit together. They have a leadership structure, and of course, they extract the resources from their natural environment. You can see in terms of their clothing and everything, and the kind of ornaments that they're wearing. These are things that are extracted from their environment. There was a time whereby I was schooling my secondary school days, and I went to one of the rural areas back in my country, whereby during the holidays or thereabout, I have the opportunity to be able to visit the extremely rural area part of my place. So like I was able to go there fishing. I was able to go there seeing how farming activities are being carried out. Of course, most of the activities that are carried out there, they are extractive in nature. And I can say, like, comparing to how many number of years I've spent in the city, those years actually constitute one of the best moments of my life. And I kind of enjoy myself. City life is somehow psychological in the essence that, of course, if you look at this particular tribe, they are a tribe that they are extractive in nature. Most of their problems are not psychological. Unlike now that in the cities we have more level of anxiety, we have more level of fears, we are looking for meaning as humans and stuff like that. But these people, even though their civilization compared to ours might be deemed primitive, their civilization is still something that is unique and peculiar to them, because it gives them a sense of purpose, it gives them a sense of meaning. Their basic need is just constrained to daily survival, but like we've been able to conquer that in terms of being able to provide food for us due to our large-scale mechanization of farming, and we've been able to focus our attentions on more peculiar needs, just like using technology to make our lives easier. So this actually has given us a sense of detachment from who we are as people, and it has actually made us not to be made us to have time to focus on so many other things. Like average human now, they are more depressed, they are more anxiety ridden, and they have so many things that plague our time because of the fact that we've been able to conquer food, and we've been able to provide shelter, and we've been able to provide water in large basis, which was a problem of this particular tribe at that particular moment. And I think the best form of life is actually, even though we are urbanized nations or thereabout, we have cities, we have communities, and we have so many places. Everything is going on. The rate of agglomeration is getting higher every day. We should still find time to go back to those areas, preserve some cultural places where we can still be able to touch grass, like feel grass, like beneath our feet and thereabout. We are humans that have brains. We are humans that have faculties that has been given to us by God, which has over the years made us to be able to look at solutions that are arduous in nature, that are monotonous in nature, and we've been able to use technology to improve that. So I don't think one tribe is right. I don't think another tribe is right. But let the spirit of curiosity continue to go on in our life, and so that it is through this curiosity and through this our ingenious nature, by utilizing our faculties to our immediate environments, we've been able to prevail as a human race. So this Toulambi tribe, whatever thing you think about them, you're welcome to that. Now, I think that's the best place for us to end the video. Thank you for staying tuned up to this particular moment. I would like you to subscribe. I would like you to like my channel, and I would really appreciate if you can support me. Thank you very much. God bless you.